Part 2. Implement these speaker success tips while you are speaking. Here are a number of speaker success tips, tactics, and actionable items you should remember to implement while you speak. During your speech. Come on, let's check it out. Number 1, don't start out with a boring statement. Instead, what is the most exciting thing you have to say or can say to get your audience going? Start them off with a statistic, maybe a fact, maybe an end goal in mind. How many of you, maybe a question, how many of you want to accomplish X? All right, let me see a show of hands. All right. Actually, stand up if you want to accomplish X. Get off your seats. Let me see you jump for joy. Let me see you really take some action. Yeah, All right, great. Let's get into the presentation. Don't be boring. Number 2, do not say that you're nervous, that you're sorry, or that you're unprepared, reluctant, unqualified, or not good at public speaking. Don't say any of that stuff. Admit nothing. Never apologize. Just get up there and speak. Begin with the powerful opening statement you practiced. With every speech you give, all those issues will eventually and hopefully they'll just go away. Do it and get through it. I say, hey, if you're nervous, don't let your feelings of uneasiness take away from your presentation. Like I said, do it and get through it. Dive on in. Get the ball rolling. Once the ball's rolling, once the car's on the freeway, driving down the freeway, it's a lot easier. How long does it take to get onto the freeway? Let's say you're going to take that exit or you're getting in the car, going to the exit. It doesn't take long. Just bam, now you're on the freeway. Same with your presentation. Same with your presentation. Just start. All right. And remember, we talked about preparing that opening statement, preparing it, so you know exactly how to start off every talk. That helps you get going and ease through that nervousness. Okay, good. Yeah. Number 3, before you get into your presentation, tell your audience exactly what they'll learn. Set them up for success by saying, all right, hey, thank you for inviting me. In today's talk, I'm going to be covering X. You're going to learn Y so that you can Z. Get that? X, Y, Z? In my talk today, you're going to learn X so that you can, etc. Let them know whether or when you'll stop for breaks, if you'll be accepting questions during your presentation, etc. Offer these presentation signposts, as I call them, up front. Gives your audience a clear idea of what to expect so they too can relax and focus on your amazing presentation coming up. Hey, right about the 15 to 20 minute mark, I'm going to pause and ask that you guys, right at about the 15 or 20 minute mark, I'm going to ask you guys if you have any questions. Okay, so between now and then, jot them down and then we'll talk about them. Or your question might be asked, or you might be... Number 4, start your speech off with something the audience can connect with or relate to, whether it's a statistic, a fact, a story, or other kind of mention. Hey, can anybody tell me what's going on in their world in regards to X topic? Because that's what my presentation is about tonight. And anybody, you? What's your story? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, and you? What about yours? Yeah? Oh, and you? Wow, you can imagine a lot of people in this room share that same sentiment, and they're all experiencing the same thing. Okay, well, let's get into my talk tonight because I'm going to address these issues, and we're going to overcome this. Number 5, don't attempt to make a ton of key points. Make 1 or 2 key points for a short talk, 15, 20 minutes. Maybe 4 to 5 points for a 30-minute talk, but don't talk people's ear off. Don't talk them to death. Don't drown them with words. Number 6, start your speech off with audience participation if it makes sense. Again, so the topic I'm going to talk about today is X. Would anyone like to share their experiences with regards to what we're talking about? Doing this gets the audience tuned up, tuned in, awake, and enthusiastically engaged because they actually have a say in the topic you're presenting in. They're just not going to sit there for an hour or more and just absorb. They can actually speak and have a voice and talk about what's on their mind. That can fuel your speech if you didn't know that too. Because as they give you information, what's on your mind out there in the audience? Tell me, talk to me. Very interesting. Okay, I'm going to make note of that. I'm going to address your situation and yours and yours. And then if anybody else has something, just raise your hand and we'll get to it as well. Okay, great. Hey, we're all one here. Excellent. All right. Number 7, perform, act, entertain. Just don't teach, speak, and train like a boring robot. You're an entertainer first, while you deliver your material as a presenter next. At the end of your presentation, you want people to smile, to look forward to meeting you in person, and not just walking out of the room having just heard a really boring speech. No. You want people to come up to you right after you say, "That's it, folks. Thank you. And if you have any questions, just let me know." Oh, a sea of people coming up to you. "Oh my gosh, that was such a great speech. Oh, I learned so much. Thank you. My question is, Number 8, make your audience laugh. Laughter is a great way to relax both you and your audience. A warm, natural sense of humor is all you need. One simple statement can oftentimes win your audiences in your favor before you even get to the meat of your topic. Drop brief, funny statements throughout your talk, and you'll have folks smiling all throughout your presentation. God, you made me laugh. I learned a lot, but when's your comedy routine? Because I want to go to that. Is that happening tonight, Friday? What's going on? Wow, thank you so much for the information. Wow, you're funny. I used to get that. No, I still get it. You need to get that. Make your audience laugh. Number 9, don't bury yourself in your own notes. You can use them for reference, but look up quickly and face your audience 90% of the time. What I find helpful for me sometimes is I'll have a fill-in-the-blank worksheet. We might be covering 12 points. Now, I have the answers because they're underlined and in bold. But the audience has fill-in-the-blank. What that allows me to do is it allows me to stay on track because I can talk about a topic, give them the answer, they're following along. All right, let's move on to the next topic. And I go into it and I just stay right on track. It's good stuff. Number 10, don't talk too fast and pause between thoughts and ideas. Don't forget to breathe. I remember watching somebody speak. Boy, did they. I couldn't stand it. Seriously, don't talk too fast. Pause between thoughts and ideas. Don't forget to breathe. Speak clearly, taking small breaks between words and points that you want to make. Just listen to this audio how I'm speaking right now. Allow people time to digest what you just said. Don't fire hose them to death. Speakers who speak fast are either super nervous, they don't believe what they're saying, it's true or valid, or they think they need to convince you with a lot of stuff and information that they're going to throw at you, so they try and throw at you all at... Stop. Hogwash. People can make up their own minds about what you have to sell or tell. Speak in a comfortable manner that actually draws them in. I'm thinking of a campfire storytelling episode. Draw them in. Speak in a comfortable manner that actually draws them into you and doesn't push them away from you. Besides, if people are taking notes, talking too fast won't allow them to truly absorb what you're talking about. So don't talk too fast. Pause between thoughts and ideas, and you might even ask your audience, "Hey, did everybody get what I just mentioned, what I just spoke on? Can I move on? I want to move on to the next topic." Just checking in. Number 11, make individual eye contact with your audience and not just one individual throughout your entire presentation. because you're nervous. You're just going to look at this one person the whole time. Look into the eyes of everyone in your audience individually. Give them that personal attention. Make them feel special, as if you're talking directly to them, and make them smile. Don't let your eyes dart around the room without ever pausing to acknowledge the recipients of your message one by one. A lack of eye contact can mean several things, such as insincerity, dishonesty, nervousness, arrogance, deception, disengagement, disinterest. Somebody who's up on stage lying and trying to sell you some bad bill of goods. If they're a good salesman, they might look you in the eye, But for the most part, they're just going to be glancing around the audience. They're not really looking at anybody because they don't want to be seen. You could see the soul of someone through their eyes kind of thing. I can tell if you're lying. Look at me. Are you trying to sell me some kind of bad bill of goods? So the thing is, and that's not you. So just make eye contact and make somebody smile and make their day. Oh, he looked at me. Or she looked at me. Wow, that was so cool. I connected with the speaker. That was cool. They made me feel comfortable, like I could walk up to them after the speech and ask them a question. And number 12, ask the people in the far back of the room if they can hear you clearly and early on in your presentation. Hey, thank you for inviting me here to speak tonight. I'm really excited. By the way, just to check, can everybody in the back hear me? Okay, great. All right, I just want to make sure. Can you way back there? Oh, yeah. Okay, good. All right. Testing this microphone, test. Or maybe you don't have the microphone or that amplification kind of system, so you have to speak clearly and loudly. And maybe it's the kind of room that maybe you might want to rearrange the chairs so you can walk around and everybody does have the chance to hear you. It all depends on the room. Remember what I talked about earlier, going to the room prior to your speech, checking things out. Hey, test, microphone, test. Hey, can you hear me? Yes. Okay, good. All right, good. Good stuff. Is this good stuff? Do you like what you're hearing so far? Hey, let me know about it, okay, in the comments below.